Hello everybody, this is Mr. Mario and today we will create the first part of our crash test car project. First thing we'll create the car. So this tutorial is basically about how to create in a car using the axle connector of the SimLab. First thing I will do, I will go to settings and I will change it to 400 with here 400, okay, 400, okay, okay, great, close settings. Now, I am bringing a box, and I am bringing the ruler always helps, okay, good. So this box, I will create the base of the chassis with this box. Okay, you can add a bit of radius. Just a bit, we can play with the steps. Okay, perfect. Now, if you are new in Tinkercad, for the moment we can leave it this way. But if you have been in my lessons before or you want to challenge yourself, we will make this car better. So I will rise a bit. Yes, there is some empty space under the car. So let's try to create a car that looks better than just a box. So I am bringing here the paraboloid. This shape, the paraboloid, I will rotate it 90 degrees. Good. Using this arrow or using the control up, control down arrow if you are in a Windows, or command up, command down arrow you are in a Mac. Okay, let's move it. Let's try to make it a cockpit. I will duplicate this part, duplicate. Then using the arrow keys, I move it. I use the mirror M and I choose this reflection here, this direction of the reflection. Good. So use your imagination, try to create some car that really looks like a car, not like some random shapes placed there. Okay. Let's align here. Okay. Looking good. I will reduce a bit the size here. Okay, too much. Let's suppose here. Okay, good. So let's paint this with some color. Let's say this blue. This part of the chassis, let's paint it gold. Again, it's not mandatory that you do the car the same way I am doing it. Just use your imagination. This is just an idea. Okay, good. Let's add some more parts. I will bring another box here. Okay. A bit of radius. Perfect. Command up arrow or control up arrow, depending of your device. I will rotate here a bit. Okay, good. Control T. So remember, not necessarily the same card I am doing. Just use your imagination. Okay, good. Let's group these two shapes together. I press Shift. Remember the Shift key. Yes. With the Shift key, you can select some specific shapes. Good. Shift, Shift, perfect. Group. I bring another box. Okay, good. Okay, let's align all of this to the middle. Okay. One more detail. I am bringing here on front, here, I am bringing a box. Okay, perfect. Okay, very good. Now, remember, not necessarily have to be a model that already exists. You can run your imagination with wild. Okay, now let's let a trick here. I want to bring a shape here from structure and scenery. So I would bring this part just for a decoration. Now, I want to align this part. I want to align this part to this box. But what is the problem? If I select this one with this shape and I click align and then I start aligning, it will move my rectangle, my box out of the area where you want it. I am happy with my rectangle being there, so aligning is not working for me. I want this shape, I want the shape to come to this part when I am aligning. How we will do that? I will select both shapes using Shift. So I'm pressing Shift, click, click. Okay. Now I click Align. Perfect. But now, instead of going directly to Align, I will go to this shape and I will click it. When I do that, automatically this becomes the point of reference, and any shape that I want to align to it will come to this part. They won't meet halfway, no. Any shape that I will align will come to this part. So I align here, and then I align here. Good. Now from this point is easier to work. Okay. So again, invent the shape of your preference, not necessarily what I am doing. But the important thing is that this box is that this can at least have a box. Okay, good. Let's suppose this way. When you are happy with your shape, when you finally finish with your car, one more shape, let's put this here, perfect. Okay. As you can see, I haven't designed I haven't inserted the wheels yet, the tires. So when you're happy with your car, just select all of this and group. Perfect. If you want to keep the colors that you create, go to color and choose multicolor. Okay. So now I need to create the wheels. Okay. Now the important part, we will add the axle connectors. You have two options. Option number one, you can go to SimLab. Here you click SimLab. And if you remember from our previous lesson, you can find the connector here, the axle connector. Option number two, no need to go to the SimLab, at least not yet. Here in the 3D design environment, if you click the libraries here with basic shapes, yes, if you click it, among the groups you can find SimLab. So from SimLab, you will bring the axle connector. I bring the axle connector here. Good. Let's check. Perfect. That will be the place for our axle connector. Now, from vehicles and machines, I'm going to tires, to wheels, and I will check the wheel that is more suitable for our project. But you need to be careful when you choose, because some of these wheels, they have a specific size and they are locked. You cannot change the size. For example, if I bring this one, wheel 63 millimeters, if I try to make it small, I click here the handle, doesn't allow me because it's locked, scaling locked. Can you see scaling locked? And here you can see that the purple line shows that is locked. So let's try another one. The Duster tire, let's see this one. Okay. Let's try to reduce the size. Remember to reduce the size, you keep press Shift. Shift is our magic key in Tinkercad. Okay, so Shift, I reduce the size. Ah, perfect, it's working. Okay, so if you remember the trick that we use for this point, yes, we'll repeat the same trick here because we need the axle connector to be in the middle here of the wheel in the center. So we shift, keeping pressed shift, you choose the connector and the wheel. Good. Release shift. Now you click align. Good. Now you can see the align point is on the wheel, but I want it to be in the connector, so I click the connector. I know that it looks very small, but okay, let's try to defend ourselves with this. We need it to be aligned to this center, and we need to be aligned to this center. Good. So one more time, in case you didn't catch. So I have here the wheel. I need it to be aligned. So shift. I choose the connector. I choose the wheel. Align. I click the connector and I choose it to be aligned to this center. Oh, sorry, little mistake. Shift, select, select, click, click. Align. This is the reference point. So to this middle and to this middle. Good. And if you want to this middle. So perfect. Now it's in the center. If you check here front, okay. Yes, it's in the center. Perfect. Now, top view. If you see that the wheel is touching the chassis, you click the wheel and you move it a bit to reduce friction. Good, that will do for the moment. Perfect. With this, we can. When you see this blue here, you can also modify the angle. Okay. Now, with the gray, we are choosing the wheel as the spinning part, and the fuselage is the orange. Perfect, perfect. Sorry, the chassis. So, top view, we are working in orthographic. Perfect. So, let's duplicate. So, I am selecting the connector and the wheel. Yes. Control D or Command D or this duplicate. And let's move it here. Perfect. And now, let's choose these two connectors and the wheels. Control D. And with the arrow key, we move them. Mirror. We change the direction and now look. And we move. Perfect. Okay. Now, okay, as you can see, I am using here top view orthographic. So let's remember that when we use perspective, yes, it's kind of hard to see all the accuracy of the dimensions. When you change it to orthographic, it's better. You can see better if there is friction in some place or not. So I will repeat once again. because I know that this part could be confused if it's your first time using the connectors for creating a card. So you have the connector, yes, you have the wheel here, they are aligned, as you can see here if we change the point of view. The cards in the air is okay. The idea is that there is a space between the car and the ground. Okay, so I select the wheel with a part of the connector. Good. Control D or Command D or this icon here of duplicate and repeat. Using the arrow keys, remember the arrow keys is more accurate to move the duplicate. Good, let's move it here. Okay. Now I can select again the wheels catching some part of the connector. Good. Control D or Command D or here duplicate and repeat. You move with the arrow keys. Good. You mirror and you change the direction. And then you bring your wheels here. Good. Check that there is no friction. Okay. Good. Check that the wheels are not in contact with the chassis. Okay. Now let's go to the SimLab environment. Let's check if our car is working. So, SimLab. Okay. Here is our car. Let's start the simulation. Yes, it's working. It's going back. You can throw objects to push it forward. Good. So it's working. Perfect. Also, if you want, you can also experiment with the motors. This as an example, let's say motor speed 400 revolutions per minute, RPM. Let's give it some torque, 170. The second one is the opposite. How much torque did I give here? 170. Let's also give this one 170. Why this 400 revolutions per minute, this minus 400? Because remember that they are in the opposite directions and they are duplicates. So both of them, if they were here in the same side of the car, they will be spinning in the same direction with the same power. But we are in the other side. Let's test. Let's see what happens. Okay. Too much torque. So you can play with the torque here. 36. Let's see what happened here with 36. Let's see what happens. Okay. Maybe it's too fast. So experiment with motor torque, experiment with... Okay, it's better if we add here the torque and the speed to all of them. Okay, we finished with the tutorial. I hope you had fun. So, see you in our next lesson where we will create the second part of our crash test card. See you next time.